It was at this spot a few months ago, in December of 2014, that God spoke to Samira and I. We were actually at a stoplight right next to me, and I was on the phone with a friend of mine. He was praying for us, praying that God will give us vision, praying that God will give us dreams. As he was praying, I looked over to my left and I saw this theater, the Circle Theater. It's historic, kind of here in the area of Brighton. It's been around for a long time. But on this day, it was an avenue for God to speak to us. I looked over at my wife and she was noticing the theater as well, and something just kind of sparked in our hearts, and we parked at a Shell gas station. I can kind of see it now as I'm looking. And I asked her where we were. She said Brighton, and I just felt greater faith than I'd ever had. And I said, this is where we're supposed to start, in Brighton. Our church will be called Circle Church. And at that moment, didn't know really the reason for it, only that God had used this building to speak to us. We got out that day and we prayed for the building. And we prayed that God, if it was in His will, that He'd give it to us. We are still praying for that building. But even if God doesn't give it to us, we believe that this was a monumental spot, a location that God spoke to us. This was a place that we will always remember, the Circle Theater. No matter what happens, we will remember this place, because this is where God first gave us the vision for Circle Church.